The wind whispered through the tall cedar trees, carrying with it the scent of damp earth and pine. Rain fell softly, drumming on the rooftops of the old wooden houses that lined the narrow, winding roads of the village. Each house seemed to sigh under the weight of countless seasons, their moss-covered roofs glistening in the gray light of early morning. Aiko pulled her shawl tighter around her shoulders and stepped into the misty forest path that led to the river. Her bare feet squished in the muddy trail, and droplets clung to the strands of her hair. She had always loved this part of the forest, the quiet hum of life in the undergrowth, the small birds darting from branch to branch, the hidden ferns curling in the shadow of the trees. Today, though, there was a different kind of quiet, a stillness that made her chest ache. She paused near a large stone covered in moss, watching the raindrops ripple across a puddle at its base. The water reflected the gray sky, and in its reflection she could see her own face, pale, thoughtful, waiting. Today was the day she would find the old lantern her grandmother had once told her about. The lantern was said to shine with the memories of those who had once lived in the village, a gift from the past that only revealed itself to those who were truly listening. Aiko moved deeper into the forest. The wind softened to a gentle drizzle, and the trees arched above her like a cathedral, their branches heavy with droplets. Somewhere ahead, a fox darted across the path, pausing just long enough to regard her with bright, intelligent eyes before vanishing into the ferns. Aiko smiled, feeling a shiver of wonder. She had always felt that the forest knew her, that it remembered her footsteps from years before when she had run through these same paths as a child. The path opened into a small clearing where the river curved lazily, its waters gray and glimmering under the dim light. Here, the wind carried the faint smell of old paper and smoke, and Aiko could see a small, forgotten shrine tucked between two leaning trees. She approached slowly, brushing moss from the wooden railings. On the ground lay the lantern. It was small and simple, with intricate carvings of flowers and birds etched into its sides. But as Aiko reached out to touch it, a flicker of golden light danced inside, and the air around her seemed to thrum with quiet life. The light was warm and gentle, like sunlight through autumn leaves. Aiko knelt beside the lantern, her fingers trembling. She could see shadows moving in the glow, vague forms of people she had never met, but somehow knew. A woman carrying a basket of rice, a child skipping stones in the river, an old man sitting beneath a tree, smiling. And then, just for a moment, she saw her grandmother's face, soft and serene, smiling at her through the lantern's glow. Tears welled in Aiko's eyes. The rain had stopped, and the clouds parted slightly, letting a single shaft of sunlight touch the lantern. The warmth spread through her, filling the hollow ache she had carried for years since her grandmother had passed. She realized then that the lantern did not just hold memories, it held love and hope and the quiet courage to keep moving forward, even when the world felt cold. As she rose to her feet, the wind shifted, rustling the trees with a sudden playful gust. Aiko felt lighter somehow, as if the forest itself had exhaled and made room for her heart to grow. She carried the lantern back along the path, the light bouncing softly on the wet leaves. Along the way, she noticed the subtle signs of change, the first pink petals of spring clinging stubbornly to branches, the way the river's current hummed with new energy, the tiny mushrooms curling in the mossy undergrowth. Life was moving forward, even when it felt paused. Back in the village, the old wooden houses seemed to glow faintly in the fading light. Aiko set the lantern in the small room she had prepared for it, and it filled the space with a quiet radiance. That evening, she sat by the window, listening to the rain begin again, pattering gently on the eaves. In the flickering light, the shadows on the walls danced, and for the first time in years, Aiko felt at home, not just in the village, but in the world itself. Somewhere far above, the wind carried the laughter of the forest, the whispers of the river, and the voices of those who had gone before. Aiko closed her eyes and listened, letting it all seep into her bones. She understood, finally, that life was not about waiting for the storm to pass. It was about learning to move through it with open hands, with courage, and with the quiet certainty that even the smallest light could illuminate the darkest night. And so, in the heart of the old village, surrounded by forests and rivers and the soft, relentless rhythm of rain, Aiko kept the lantern burning. She kept walking. She kept listening. And in doing so, she became part of something timeless, a story carried on the wind, ever changing, ever alive, like the seasons themselves.